Alrighty, this is Module 3, Lesson 37. We're going to be working the problem set through with you today. And what we're continuing is our 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication. And we're going to be continuing using partial product. And so let's look at the first part. And the first part of it is talking about using four partial products and two partial products. We're going to get it down to two partial products in a minute here. Now remember to think in terms of units when you solve. Write an expression to find the area of each smaller rectangle in the area model. So if we look at our first problem here, we have 14 times 12, and we think about this as 4 ones times 2 ones. Well, 4 ones times 2 ones would be this square right here, which is there are 4 ones times 2 here, okay? And that would be 4 times 2, which would be 8. All right. And over here, we're thinking of actually 4, well, the whole answer here is going to be 4 tens, okay? Or 110, actually. 110 times 40, or 4 ones. So with 4 ones times 110. Well, that's going to be 4 tens, or 40. And we can continue this over here. 110, which would be 110 times 2 ones. And that's going to be 20. And then the last one, of course, is going to be 10. 110 times 110. 110 times 110, which equals 100. Okay, or 100. Now all you have to do is just to add all these up. We have an 8. Oops, 8, not a 6. It's an 8. Okay, so let's make that an 8. Okay, it's an 8. All right, we have 8. And 4 and 2 is 6. And 1. Now don't worry if you can't read these words here. The words are the same words that you see underlined here. So don't worry if you're missing the exact words there. Now it looks like we're combining things, and the first one here is we're looking at 4 times 12. Well, the 4 times 12 is the same thing right here as this 4 times 12 here. Okay, so 4 times 12 is going to be 48. Well, how did I know that? Well, 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 times 1 is 4, 48. Okay. Well, that's fair enough. Okay. And then the next thing we're going to look at in the next part is, don't think of this as a 14. Think of that as if this, what place is that 1? That 1 is in the tens place, so it's actually 10 times. So think about this as actually being a 0, so that would be 10, so it would be 10 times 12, which would be 120. And that's the same thing over here as 10 times 12. And that is, then when we add it up, it is 168. Now this is just a very sneaky way of introducing the standard algorithm, because this virtually is the standard algorithm when we go from 4 partial products to 2 partial products. Well, let's continue along with the next one, which looks a lot like the first one. So let's go down to the next problem. And we're going to use 4 partial products and 2 partial products again. And for this one, I'm not going to write the units down here. The units are written down here. We've got the units that we're using right here. Think of the units, but we're going to write it down. So here we're thinking about 2 times 3, which is going to be, our answer would be here. This is 2 times 2 ones times 3 ones. Well, 2 times 3 would be 6 ones. And then we'd have 2 times 4 tens, which would be 8 tens, okay, or 80, okay. And then down here we have 3 times, or 3 tens times 3, which would be 9 tens, or 90. And then we have 3 tens times 4 tens, which is 12 tens. Now, what is 12 tens? I'm sorry, 12 hundreds. 10 times 10 is 100. Ooh, made a big boo-boo. Tens times tens are hundreds. 4 tens times 3 tens is 12 hundreds. Write out with words, but I'm going to go ahead and write it in. And then we just put these in the appropriate place. 2 times 2, the 6 goes here. And we're going to put the next one here, 80 goes here. Then the next one, 90, goes here. And then the last one, 1,200, goes last. I'm going to add all these together. We get 6. 9 and 8 is 17. Carry the 1. 2 and 1 is 3. 1,376. And then this way over here, the sneaky way of introducing the standard algorithm is we're just doing 2 times 43. Well, I don't know what's 2 times 43, but it would be actually these two combined, 80 and 6. That's going to be 86 here. Okay, and then the next one's going to be 1,290. We're just adding these two together. So that's 1,290 together. Okay. And what does that look like with the standard algorithm? Basically, it's 2 ones times 43 ones, which is, again, it's this part of the problem. Okay, which 2 times 3 is 6, and 4 times 2 is 8. There's that 86 again. And then we can go to the next part where we're going to be looking at the 3. But the 3 in this case is not 3, but it's actually 30. So when we do that, we usually, what we do is we say, okay, we have to put a 0 here because we know that that's a 0 right there. And then we just go 3 times 3, which is 9. And 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, and pretty much we add this up. Well, not pretty much, it will be exactly the same answer. This is a 6. 9 and 8 is 17. Carry the 1. 2 and 1 is 3. And 1. And there you go. 2 ways, the same answer. And we'll catch you on the next side. Problem says to solve 57 times 15 using 2 partial products. So we're gonna have to draw our area model. And when we draw our area model this time, we're going to have only 2 parts. So the first part is going to be, well, let's see, we got 7 because we're looking at, this is 57 along the side, so we have 7, and we have, well, 7 and 50. And then on the top, we're not splitting it this time, so we only, at the top, we have, we're going to have 15. What does that look like? Well, that's going to be 7 times 15, and to that we're going to add 50 times 15. Okay, so what do we do now? We're going to go 57 times 15. So 7, well, the first part of it is the first part of our partial products. So 7 times 5 is 35. And if we could do this separately if you want. 15 times 7. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 1 is 7, and 3 is 10, so that'd be 105. So we have 105 here. And the second part of that would be 50 times 15, which we could do. Do that over here. And we would we could do that partial products if you'd like. You could do that by whichever way you like, and we're going to go 0. 5 times 5 is 25. 5, 6, 7, that's 750. So we have 750 here. Okay, 750. Add those together. We have 5, 5, 8. 855. Well, there you go. Alrighty, last part of this, we're going to use two partial products, and you don't have to do the area model anymore. You can visualize if you need to. Well, the first part is going to be 6 times 25. 6 times 25. Well, 6 times 5 is 30. Carry the 3. That over here. 6 times 2 is 12, and 3 is 15. 150. Okay. And then we want to make sure we get rid of that 3 there for the next part. Okay, so for the next part, it's going to be 40 times 25. So we have 40 times 25. And when we do this is we just look at the 4. 4 times 5 is 20. And then maybe we have to remember to put down a 0 first, 20. Okay? And then 4 times 2 is 8, and 2 is 10. So it ends up being 1,000. Make sure all these digits line up. We have 0, 5, 1, 1, 1,000. 1,150. Okay? And the next one we do the same way. Two partial products would be 2 times 18. I'm going a little fast. Remember, you can always hit pause later, and then 60 times 18. Okay? So we have 8 times 2 is 16. Carry the 1. 2 and 1 is 3, 36. Okay, remember to erase that 1. And then we'll go 60, but we have to put a 0 there because it's in the tens place. So 6 times 8 is 48. Carry the 4. 6 and 4 is 10. Add this together, and you're going to get 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 1. 1,116. And we're almost done, speeding right along. There's only 2 to go. And here we go. The last ones, they want you to do it all on your own pretty much. So we can do, I'll just show you pretty much the standard algorithm. 9 times 6 is 54. 6 times 3 is 18. That's 23. And then when we do the 4, we have to remember that's 4 tens or 40. So we have to put our placeholder there, our 0. And 9 times 4 is 36. Carry the 3. 43 is 12. 3 is 15. Now all we have to do is add those. Those are actually two partial products. Add those together. We get 1,794. And the last one, pause the video. Okay, we're all done. And remember, just pause it, go back, pause it, go back, and as always with these, practice, practice, practice. Anyway, I would tell you to finish your problem set, but it's already done, so all you have to do now is hopefully this helps with your homework, and do a good one then, and I'll see you next time. Same place, same time, same place. Hasta la vista, bye-bye.